This is the story of a family that seemed perfect. Smiles in the photos, 2 beautiful children, a cozy home and a happy wife. But behind these pictures there was darkness. In August 2018, the world was shocked by a murder committed by a man considered an exemplary father and husband. Pregnant mother disappears, husband begs for help, then 3 bodies turn up. How the Watts family murder case was solved. Chris and Shanann Watts were living what seemed like the perfect life with their young children, Bella and Celeste, until mom and daughters disappeared. Then Chris was arrested, and the truth about the family's life behind closed doors began to emerge. Summer 2018, a seemingly happy family. In the months before Shanann Watts and her 2 children went missing and were later found dead, she posted photos and videos on social media that portrayed a picture-perfect family. She gushed about her husband of nearly 6 years, Chris Watts, calling him the best, and saying they had a fairy tale romance. On June 14th, she posted on Facebook a photo of her daughter Bella singing about her love for her dad. "My daddy is a hero. He helps me grow strong. He also helps me cuddle. He reads to me. He ties my shoes. You are a hero through and through. My daddy, I love you." August 13th, Chris's family disappears. Shanann, 34, returned home to Frederick, Colorado, that Monday afternoon from a work trip to Arizona. It was the last time she was seen alive. A friend reported her missing to police the day after Shanann, who was 15 weeks pregnant with a boy they would name Nico, missed a doctor's appointment. When investigators arrived at the Watts home, the scene revealed that Shanann had indeed returned safely. A suitcase by the stairs, a pair of women's shoes by the door. But if she had left again, as Chris had repeatedly told police, it appeared she had taken nothing of value other than the children. All of her belongings were found. Police said her purse, wallet, and medications were found in the home. A search was launched for Shanann and her daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. August 14th. Dispassionate pleas for help. As reporters descended on the family home, Chris, 33, gave numerous interviews pleading for the safe return of his family. Some viewers and investigators noted his unusually composed demeanor when talking about his missing family, despite his emotional words. "I just want everybody home," he told local station KMGH. When a reporter asked if he and his wife had argued before she disappeared, Chris responded, "It wasn't an argument. We had an emotional conversation, that's all. But I just want them back. I just want them back." August 15th. The arrest. 2 days after his family disappeared, authorities arrested Chris. He's been charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of his wife and children, as well as first-degree unlawful termination of pregnancy, among other crimes. He's being held without bail and has not yet entered a plea. Those who knew the couple were caught off guard. And while some have spoken of possible tension in their marriage, no one said they had any suspicions of abuse. It's just unbelievable. Really, Chris Landon, a friend of the couple, tells people. And it makes you wonder about other people you know. If this couple that seems so perfect was like this, what are other couples like? August 16th. Grim discoveries. That Thursday, just hours after Chris was booked into jail, authorities announced that Shanann had been found dead on property owned by Chris's former employer, Anadarko Petroleum, which fired him the same day he was taken into custody. Shanann was buried in a shallow grave at the oil facility. Her daughters were found nearby in barrels of crude oil. Authorities took the bodies to the medical examiner's office for autopsies. A full cause of death report has not yet been released. However, a motion filed by Chris's attorney days after his arrest suggests that Bella and Celeste may have been strangled. August 20th. Shocking defense? While Chris's attorneys have not formally offered an explanation for the cause of death, An affidavit obtained by People makes a startling admission. In the document, investigators said they discovered Chris had an alleged affair with an unidentified coworker, which he initially denied. Then, according to the affidavit, Chris allegedly told police he would tell the truth while giving conflicting accounts of his wife's disappearance. He claimed he strangled Shanann, and only after he saw her strangling Celeste when he told her he wanted to break up with her upon returning from a business trip. The affidavit says, Chris claimed he saw Bella nearby at the same time, apparently lifeless. He then went into a rage and killed Shanann, later hiding all three bodies at an oil field site. However, a source close to the investigation told People that Chris' supposed defense is untenable. There is absolutely no evidence that she killed her children. August 21st, Shanann's grieving family appears in court. During Chris's questioning after his formal arraignment, Shanann's family couldn't contain their emotions as they heard the details of her daughter and daughter's deaths. Shanann's father, Frank Rzusek, wept openly throughout the hearing, while Shanann's brother, Frankie Rzusek, glowered at Chris. "My blood is boiling," Frankie wrote on Facebook days before the hearing, adding, "I just need 30 seconds alone with this heartless psychopath." September 1st, an emotional farewell. Hundreds of mourners gathered at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Pinehurst, North Carolina, to pay their last respects to Shanann and the girls. Thousands watched the funeral live on Facebook. No one mentioned Chris during the 90-minute ceremony. Shanann was a woman of love, Father John Forbes told mourners. She loved God, her family, and her friends. She was a woman of purpose. She had dreams to fulfill, and she worked to make them happen. She wanted to make a difference in the world. She wanted to be an exceptional wife and mother. September 4th, Chris's life behind bars. Chris has been denied bail and will remain in jail pending his murder trial. On September 4th, People confirmed that he is on suicide watch. He spends 23 hours a day in his prison cell, where he is under protective custody. He does not have a cellmate. He is also not given the same privileges as other inmates, including access to a scale, reading material, and television. He is allowed out of his cell for 1 hour a day. He is taken to a small room where he can shower and call his family or lawyer. A source who has spoken to Chris tells People how severe his crisis is. He is not feeling well at all. He is getting depressed and is getting despondent. The day after People confirmed that Chris was on suicide watch, a source close to the case said the coworker he allegedly had an affair with is cooperating with authorities. Shanann's younger brother expressed his gratitude to the community that has supported his family since 3 people died last month. "I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who has helped us in any way they could," Frankie Rzusek wrote on Facebook. "From best friends and family to people from all over the world. It's truly an honor and a blessing to be a part of this family," he continued. "It's an indescribable feeling to have people from all over the world reach out to us just to offer condolences or just to listen." In his post on September 7th, Rzusek alluded to the alleged brutal deaths of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste at their home. "Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that such a horrible nightmare and just a heartbreaking tragedy would ever happen to my normally happy family," Rzusek wrote, adding, "We lost so much in the blink of an eye, but we also found love and support from people all over the world, and they became part of our family." Chris Watts was charged with the murder of his wife Shanann, their unborn child, and their 2 young daughters, Bella and Celeste. The prosecution brought forward several charges: premeditated murder, concealment of bodies, and false statements to police. Chris initially tried to deny his guilt, but the evidence and his behavior made the defense hopeless. In order to avoid the death penalty, which could have been imposed in Colorado for such brutal crimes, He agreed to make a deal with the prosecutor's office and pleaded guilty to all charges. The court handed down a harsh sentence: 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole. This means that Chris Watts will never be released again and will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Today, he is being held in a maximum security prison in Wisconsin, far from Colorado, to avoid pressure and threats from other prisoners. This story shocked the whole of America. She showed how deceptive the image of a perfect family can be in photos and on social media. People who looked at Shanann's bright posts saw a happy life, but no one guessed that behind this facade, tragedy was brewing. Today, the Watts family home in Colorado stands empty. Neighbors give it a wide berth, and flowers and toys still occasionally appear on the lawn next to it, in memory of the little girls. Chris Watts' name has become a symbol of terrible betrayal and a reminder that sometimes the worst things happen where you least expect them.